The scrapping of HS2 to Manchester. Let's lay it all bare. I am delighted that the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has canned the Manchester section of HS2, a failing railway project. I just wish he had the bollocks to cancel the whole lot. HS2 has been a disaster since the day it was first conceived, and it has only got worse since then. Some of the stories I have heard about the management of this project and the basic failings in project management and project management best practice give rise to various questions such as what illegal substances are they all taking? Let's cut to the chase, shall we? There are certain things that every country is good or bad at. Let's compare the British and Germans. The Germans are good at making cars. But the Germans are crap at airports and curry. It's true. If you want good examples of just how bad Germany is at airports, then just look at Frankfurt, Berlin, Brandenburg or Munich. Munich is actually the least worst of these three. As for curries, you try finding a decent curry in Germany. Trust me, I have tried and it is extremely difficult. So what about the British? What are we bad at? Major projects, especially infrastructure ones. Look at Crossrail, look at how delayed and behind schedule it was. The last time we were anywhere near successful with a major project was the London 2012 Olympics. It looked like a success, yes, but behind the scenes there were a large number of issues and mistakes. It looked like a success to Mondeo Man and looked good on the telly, but the stark reality of the success of the project and the other projects it spawned is anything but. There were in fact so many problems and issues and failures. That it looked good on the telly and looked good to visitors who went to the games is a miracle on the scale of Jesus, loaves, fishes and 5,000 people. Based on this, HS2 was doomed from the get-go. Yes it was, and yes it should not have got as far as it has. £23 billion was the starting price for the whole lot. Some estimates of actual costs for the whole lot including both spurs have been put at £500 billion. That's a lot of money to spunk on a railway. The benefits to the country do not reach £500 billion, even say allowing for 10 years after completion. £23 billion to get to Birmingham 30 quicker was already a tough economic sell as it is, but when you factor in cost rises and mismanagement it gets stupid. One story I read about cost management told of how someone put down the cost of purchasing a street full of houses at £1,000 per property. These were houses in a very affluent area where the average house price is over £350,000, and HS2 were talking on paper about buying them for £1,000 each. This particular story is a favorite of mine that demonstrates the ineptitude of the project managers, but there are thousands more. As a seasoned manager and project manager, most of what I hear has me casting into doubt the project management expertise in this country, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you all that we do have some exceptionally talented and gifted project management professionals within our country's professional community, and I have had the absolute pleasure to work with one or two of them. Some of them have been recognized for their excellence abroad too. To take this approach though would label 99.9% of the project management professionals in our country as useless. It could be true, and this would be damning for the career prospects of many across the project management community. As an aside, I think there does need to be a shake-up in project management to relieve it of some of its less able participants. Certainly if I were recruiting for project managers and I saw HS2 on a CV, I would have to think twice before proceeding to interview, and if I saw HS2 and Crossrail on a CV, it would have to go straight in the bin. If we look at the 50 biggest major project failures in the United Kingdom, nearly a third of them involve the railways. HS2 is not just a failure of technical project management, it is a failure of politics too. There was a review some years ago and it should have been stopped then. Indeed, everyone was expecting it to be stopped. Boris Johnson restarted HS2 aggressively during the COVID crisis in order to kickstart the job market and to try and restart the economy. Boris Johnson made many failures as a prime minister and politician, and unfortunately his decisions on HS2 will just slide into the long list as many others are more catastrophic. It was at this juncture that it is most likely that if HS2 was scrapped in its entirety, a least amount of economic damage would have been done even in view of the works already completed. However, they kept going. What an absolute disaster! Now they have no choice but to complete the line from London Euston to Birmingham because they are so far down the line. £2.3 billion has already been spent on the two spurs from Birmingham. Money that cannot be got back. The plans for Euston have been scaled back apparently, and even still there is no guarantee that HS2 will not be stopped short of central London at a vanity station at Old Oak Common. There are some fantastic tools available to project management professionals that will indicate project failures, issues and risks. These, however, are only any good if the information entered into them is correct in the first place and is kept accurate. I heard another story that the project management tool of choice on certain parts of the project was and possibly still is Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint, for those of you unacquainted, is a tool for producing slides and presentations and is not a tool for managing projects. Microsoft do have a project management tool available and it's called Microsoft Project. Microsoft Project has its weaknesses and some serious ones, especially in the area of critical path, but it is a project management tool. Personally, I favor Oracle Primavera. Why though are they using Microsoft PowerPoint when decent project management software that is designed for projects costing billions of pounds does not cost that much in the grand scheme of things? Dependent on your choice of tool, anything from £200 to £1,000 per user. Project management is mainly about people, and in this case it's the wrong people, the wrong attitude and a sheer lack of ability. The country actually has the right, in my opinion, to be ashamed of its project management professionals on this one. What an absolute disaster. What a joke too. The only joke funnier in recent times was the £37 billion spent on test and trace during COVID. HS2 has been overseen by 5 prime ministers and not one of them has got it right. The government then says that it will give £36 billion to transport projects in the north of England. Let's be clear, the north of England needs £36 billion and possibly more to be spent on transport infrastructure improvement, but will they actually get it? I don't have much time for regional government in the north of England. I could describe it as weak and ineffective, but to be fair, the leaders involved to have a want to try their best for the regions and you can see it. Now if they can get their brains and brawn into gear collectively, they could do a lot of good with £36 billion quid and the transport infrastructure. The burning question is, will they actually be able to deliver? It's a very big ask of these leaders, but it is one that the people who live in the north of England should definitely be asking them to deliver on. There is one good thing to come out of the scrapping of the Birmingham to Manchester section of HS2 though, and it is this. The Conservative Party will undoubtedly lose votes to the Labour Party or the Liberal Democrats at the next election, and the latest date that election can happen is just over 1 year away. Politically, this a good thing. The Conservatives have trashed the country. It is down to Keir Starmer now to make sure he is electable and quickly with it. This leads us on neatly to the next big questions that everyone in our country should be asking. What is the next big project that will fail in such colossal fashion? How much will it cost us? And lastly, how will that failure affect us? The biggest thing though is that the next and successive governments have no choice but to turn major project management around for the better, and they must do so in order to correctly husband the money that the taxpayer provides them with and that the taxpayer expects them to correctly account for. So there we have it. The HS2 fiasco in approximately 1,600 words. For your information and delectation, I have provided a list of the top 100 biggest project failures in the UK since 1950 below, with a little help from ChatGPT. These are a mix of public and private projects. These are mistakes that should never have been made in the first place and should never be made again in the field of project management. 1. HS2. High-speed 2 high-speed rail project facing delays and budget overruns. 2. Universal credit, welfare reform program criticized for implementation issues. 3. NHS IT program, NPFIT abandoned healthcare IT modernization effort. 4. London 2012 Olympics, cost overruns and delays in venue construction. 5. Wembley Stadium, significant delays and cost overruns during construction. 6. London Garden Bridge, cancelled due to funding and logistical challenges. 7. Glasgow's PFI schools, schools built with construction defects. 8. West Coast Main Line franchise, controversial rail franchise decision. 9. Edinburgh trams, delayed and over-budget tram project. 10. Midland Main Line electrification project delayed and scaled back. 11. Crossrail, Elizabeth Line massive delays and cost overruns. 12. London 2012 legacy, failure to meet post-Olympic development goals. 13. Fire control project, abandoned project to modernise fire service control rooms. 14. Northern Ireland E-Crime Unit, cancelled police IT project. 15. NHS National Programme for IT, overspending and delivery issues. 16. White Elephant Stadiums, several football stadiums with low usage after major events. 17. Croydon Tramlink, delayed light rail system in London. 18. Scottish Parliament building, cost overruns and construction issues. 19. Millennium Dome, financial and attendance issues during the year 2000 celebrations. 20. West Midlands Metro extension, delays in expanding the tram network. 21. East Coast Main Line privatisation, multiple franchise failures. 22. Hinkley Point C, delays and cost overruns in nuclear power plant construction. 23. Coventry Arena, delays in building the Ricoh Arena. 24. Margate Theme Park, failed amusement park project. 25. Glasgow Airport Rail Link, cancelled rail link project. 26. London Underground PPP, problems with public-private partnership contracts. 27. Parliamentary expenses scandal, widespread misuse of expenses by MPs. 28. ID card scheme, cancelled national ID card program. 29. Southern Cross Healthcare, collapse of a major care home provider. 30. Channel Tunnel, initial cost overruns and financial challenges. 31. London 2012 Aquatics Centre, cost overruns in the construction of the Aquatics Centre. 32. Anglo-French Concorde, joint aircraft project that was abandoned. 33. Heathrow Terminal 5, initial problems during its opening. 34. Edinburgh's Royal Hospital for Sick Children, construction delays and cost overruns. 35. Eurofighter Typhoon, delays and cost overruns in the fighter jet program. 36. Tay Bridge disaster, historic engineering failure in 1879. 37. West Coast Main Line upgrade, delays and budget issues in the upgrade project. 38 Southern Railway franchise, service disruptions and disputes. 39 Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games, issues with ticketing and logistics. 40 Dome of Discovery, an exhibit in the 1951 Festival of Britain with cost overruns. 41 Manchester Metrolink Phase 3, delays in expanding the tram network. 42 Carillion collapse, major construction and services companies insolvency. 43 Royal Liverpool Hospital, delays and financial difficulties in construction. 44 G4S Olympic security, shortfall in security staff for the London 2012 Olympics. 45 M6 Toll Road, financial difficulties and lower than expected usage. 46 Serpentine Pavilion 2002, construction and safety issues. 47 Edinburgh's new Royal Hospital for Children and Young People, delays and issues with the ventilation system. 48 Intercity Express program, delays in delivering new trains. 49 Thameslink program, delays and disruptions in rail services. 50 London 2012 Velodrome, initial budget issues in constructing the velodrome. 51 Beagle 2 Mars lander, lost contact with the Mars probe in 2003. 52 Big Ben restoration delay, delays in the renovation of the iconic clock tower. 53 Birmingham Northern Relief Road, delays and budget issues in road construction. 54 City of Edinburgh tram project, significant delays and cost overruns. 55 Concorde aircraft crash, a tragic crash of a Concorde aircraft in 2000. 56 Dartford crossing, traffic congestion issues at the Thames River crossing. 57 Edinburgh Sick Kids Hospital, delays and issues with construction. 58 Edinburgh St James Shopping Centre, delays and cost overruns. 59 Forth Road Bridge repairs, delays in repairing the Vital Bridge. 60 Glasgow's QEUH Hospital, cost overruns and issues with hospital design. 61 Heathrow Terminal 1, delays and problems during construction. 62 London Docklands development, delays and issues in urban regeneration. 63 London Heathrow Terminal 2, delays in the new terminal's construction. 64 M25 widening project, delays in expanding the motorway. 65 National Grid's London Power Tunnels, delays in tunnel construction. 66 Nuclear Decommissioning Authority, budget overruns in nuclear cleanup projects. 67 Piper Alpha oil platform disaster, major offshore oil platform disaster in 1988. 68 Royal Opera House renovation, cost overruns in the renovation project. 69 Scottish Children's Hospital, delays and cost overruns in construction. 70 South West Trains franchise, controversies and service disruptions. 71 Thames Estuary Airport proposal, cancelled airport construction project. 72 Trident nuclear program, cost overruns and debates over nuclear weapons. 73 West Ham United Stadium move, controversies over stadium move. 74 Windscale fire, nuclear reactor fire in 1957. 75 Yorkshire PFI hospital projects, cost overruns in hospital construction. 76 Edinburgh's Leith waterfront development, delays and issues with urban regeneration. 77 HS2, Channel Tunnel rail link delays and budget issues. 78 Intercity West Coast franchise, controversy over the rail franchise award. 79 London Crossrail 2, delays and funding issues for the proposed rail project. 80 London Heathrow Terminal 4, initial budget overruns in terminal construction. 81 Manchester Arena bombing, terrorist attack in 2017. 82 New Covent Garden Market, delays in market relocation. 83 Northern Line extension, delays in extending the London Underground Line. 84 Olympic Park legacy, challenges in post-Olympic development. 85 Sellafield nuclear site, controversies and safety concerns. 86 Tornado aircraft, delays and cost overruns in the aircraft program. 87 Turnberry Hotel renovation, disputes over renovations to the golf resort. 88 Wembley Park regeneration, delays in the large-scale redevelopment. 89 Woolwich Crossrail station, delays and design issues. 90 Edinburgh St James Quarter, delays and cost overruns in shopping centre construction. 91 HS2, Northern Powerhouse rail delays and debates over rail infrastructure. 92 M11 Link Road, controversial road construction in East London. 93 Millennium Bridge, initial stability issues with the pedestrian bridge. 94 Plymouth City Airport, closure and financial difficulties. 95 Sizewell nuclear power stations, controversies and safety concerns. 96 Thames Tideway Tunnel, delays and budget challenges in the sewer project. 97 Tornado outbreak, severe tornado outbreak in 2005. 98 Aberdeen Western Peripheral Route, delays and cost overruns in road construction. 99 Barking Riverside regeneration, delays and issues in urban regeneration. 100 Birmingham New Street Station renovation, budget overruns in the station upgrade.